Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the pre-market live show. It's Wednesday, January 15th. The heat map just changed over and it's kind of green flat. Microsoft and Nvidia are barely up. Apple, Google, Meta, Amazon, and Tesla are up. So we will take a look and see what's going on. First, let's look at our Jolie's jumpers and see what's popping this morning. So let's take a look at them. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice, so always do your due diligence. Here we go. AIFF. Let's see what that's up to right here. AIFF. It did pop up there yesterday. Let's see if it can do it again today here. Yesterday, it went 190 to 580. This morning, it's 332 down to 292, and it's at 305. So it did pull back there, sitting on the 50. I mean, it's not looking terrible, but it did have a nice run up yesterday. CYN, we've been looking at this yesterday, and we were looking at it yesterday. It's just kind of flat as it's hitting that top line. It was trying to curl out yesterday. It's at 64 cents. It is up right there and not looking bad. So let's see when it hits that 20. It's got to like 94 cents. It's at 65. So see if this puppy can just get running up there. Maybe it don't pop out today, and it will tomorrow. We'll have to take a look at it. I'll keep an eye on CYN. It wasn't looking bad, and it's still up this morning. So ERNA, this one did run up. I think it was yesterday in the after hours, maybe, and 34 to 96. It closed at 53, and then this morning it went 57 is where it opened. It came down to 43. It's at 45 right now. So it did have that nice run up yesterday. Got through that hard resistance at 67, and it appears that it might be pulling back at the moment, but it did run up. ERNA. HSDT, this one we were talking about, it ran up and it's up some more this morning. This was on our list. We had just looked at it the last couple days here, HSDT, and it ran up, like I said yesterday in the after hours, 65 to 120. That's where it closed. And then this morning opened at 135, got up to 141, and it's at 92 right now. So they do jump up fast, but they'll come down quick too. But that's a good pop right there. HUT setting up. I'm telling you, crypto's looking good. And this bad boy is getting set up. So keep your eye on HUT. Not looking bad right there. ITP. Let's see that one coming right down to that line. Actually looking good right there. ITP. Let's see. Yesterday, it looks like 41 to 54, and it closed at 47. And then this morning, 41 to 40. That's where it's at. But it does not look bad right there. See if it wants to roll off that MACD. It ran up right here on New Year's Eve all the way to 107, maybe a little higher. So ITP, IT Tech Packaging, not looking bad right there. Let's look at this LAES and see what that's up to. It is up a little bit. We were looking at all these semiconductors and computer hardware and quantum ones yesterday. And LAES, let's see what it's up to right here, because they all took a big dip right there. And that bottom could have been on Monday when they took that dip down. It is up a little bit this morning, nothing crazy, 398 to 413. It's at 389, so it actually came down a little bit from where it opened, but it is sitting there trying to get set up. Like I was saying, I'm not sure if they're all exactly ready to be popping, but they could be setting back up, so we'll definitely be keeping an eye on them. Mass 908 devices. Excuse me. Let's see, 908 devices. Let's see what this is up to. MASS. 220 to 241. It did run yesterday from 203 to 284. And like I said, 237 to 242 today. It's at 223. It's in between that channel. Not looking bad right there for MASS. MASS. That's one to keep an eye on. That will get set up and run. NCRA. This one looks real good. It's running up right here. I can see that, and it looks like it might keep that momentum. Yesterday, it went 80 to 114. Today, 96 to $1. It's at $1, and it's looking pretty good. Keep your eye on that one. And how about that PDYN? We were looking at this yesterday as well. I posted it out. It's up another 26 cents right there, PDYN, and it's kind of flattening out, but it looks like it wants to get moving right here. So keep an eye on this PDYN, another one we talked about. It went 952 to 959. It's at 929 right now. Yesterday it closed at 920, so it is up. It just ran up a little higher this morning and came back down. QBTS, that D Wave Quantum, that's up 64 cents. And like I said, these things are bouncing. You can see that bottom. Just watch, they'll jump around as they're going to curl up because they're going to have a big curl up to get moving again. So all these quantum ones that we went over, they're just going to be getting set up here. I don't know if they're going to be jumping hardcore. They're trying to curl. They could be down today. So just keep your eye on them, watch them. Like I said, that bottom should be Monday, but they could still pull back some here. So I'm not jumping in any of them just yet, but just watch because they are bouncing as they hit down here. They're trying to stop themselves, and they could parachute down a little bit more, even though they jumped up today. We've seen it with plenty of them before. QUBT jumped up 90 cents here. So again, they do have that jump up look, but I don't know if they're really going to run. They got to still get through the 50 and curl up. So they are bouncing. They had huge dips here. NVIDIA CEO basically killed these guys with that when he said they were like 10, 15 years out. RGTI is up 47 cents. But again, just be careful with it because it does have that pullback look. It's trying to curl up, but it's not exactly there yet. SYM, Symbiotic. Let's look at this one. This one's looking really good, actually. We might have to really keep an eye on this now because it looks like it wants to roll off that MACD and could possibly get moving. So that is SYM and VMAR. Here we go. And this one is popping up again. So take a look at this VMAR, Vision Marine Technologies. It ran the other day for us, and now it's running back up. It ran yesterday 155 to 247, and today 191 to 263. So there you go with VMAR. And that could be a little momentum play right now. So watch that one. And that WIMI, we looked at this as well. And let's look at Weemy Hologram because it was starting to move yesterday. And let's take a look. It did move 111 to 138. It closed at 123 yesterday, and then today 125 to 130. It's at 128, and it's not looking bad to try to get moving. So keep your eye on it. It did bounce off that bottom line there. It does have some resistance at like 139, so you have to keep an eye on that. It has to get back over to 20. And there you go for our Jolie's Jumpers. Thank you very much, Asian Joe Lee. And here we go with our laptop lowdowns real quick. Let's look at these bad boys because you know these will be 100%ers in the making. AFBI still just getting that big curl up right there. So that one's getting set up, that's for sure. ATPC, that one, that AFBI could be next week. That ATPC, it recently just ran up, pulled back right here. Let me see what it's up to in the morning, in the pre-market. If it's doing anything, doesn't look like it, just a little pullback. So we'll have to see what it wants to do after that big run up right there the other day. ATRA, let's see. This one, a nice dip. It looks like yesterday or 2 days ago. Yesterday, nice dip. Looks like it's up today, trying to bounce back up. ATRA. Mine's not showing anything. It is showing it on the FinViz though. It says it's up $1.16 in the pre-market here, and it's not looking bad. It had some good support at $13 area, so might have to take a look at that ATRA. It could be bouncing back up right there. BCAN, Femto or something Technologies, and this one's way down there. And BCAN, let's see what it's up to here. Like I said, it is down there. It's at 499 or 422 right now. And it went 448 and now it's down to 422. So it is down there. It's dipping, but it's in the basement and going to make that curl up rather soon. So we'll keep an eye on it. This Brent Miller energy, this thing had just run up. I mean, this thing went literally from like 60 cent area to $3. We were looking at it in that 60 cent area. I know that for a fact. And then it just ran like crazy. Um, it's at $1.94, had a big pullback yesterday, but it had been in the top for a while, so you can't fault it for pulling back like that. And actually, right now, it could roll back off the MACD. So let's see if it bases out and gets moving. So yeah, that was a good find right there. That Brent Miller energy. And I remember we said it was going to get moving. It certainly did. And it looks good. That BOWN, I mean, is a shell company, and it's taken some good dips. We looked at it, I think, was it yesterday or the other day, and I said you couldn't tell if it had that bounce look. It did kind of bounce up, but nothing too crazy. I mean, it was a nice bounce. What was that yesterday? 653 to 887, but it's at 655. So it did have a nice bounce, but it didn't hold it. So it's going to set up down here and then it'll get running, and that'll be a good one to keep an eye on. BOWN, CDTG, CDTG. Here we go. CDT environment. We looked at this, and that one had run way up there as well. And it's way down here, down at like 155 area. So it could be trying to bottom out maybe yesterday, maybe when it got down to that 133. We'll take a look at it because this is going to be a good popper too, because this is way down there curling up. So, and that had run up there. So we'll keep an eye on that. IZM, this one's in the basement. It could be trying to get reversed now and trying to start moving back up. So I'll look at that today for sure. It doesn't look too bad right there. PHIO, this one did have a huge run the other day on the 13th. What was it? Monday it did. And now it's just kind of pulling back here. And anytime they have that big run up, they're going to pull back, and you have to see if they're going to set back up. RTC, let's see, RTC. Wow, that's a nice one in the basement still too. So yeah, definitely keeping an eye on this because that could be its bottom right there. I mean, it looks like it's trying to get set up to move. Keep an eye on this thing, guys. RTC. I'm gonna have to jot that one down. Look at that one today. Definitely, we'll keep an eye on that one for our list because that one could get cruising soon. SLRX. SLRX. I know it was moving the other day. And then again, after they have that big run up, they do pull back here. That's why you have to lock in those profits because it went 183 to 720. And then yesterday, 329 to 339 down into the 260 area. And right now, 268 to 301, and it's at 267. So we'll have to see if it wants to try to curl back up there, but that is SLRX, and that is our laptop lowdowns, and some good lowdowns right there, that's for sure. So let's go ahead and see what's going on in this market. Let's look at that GCTK real quick just to take a look and see. It is down, what, 3 cents? Oh, yeah, that's a nice dip right there into the basement. I'm going to be watching this for sure with you, Barbara, because it was getting set up there, and anytime we see them getting set up and you have a nice dip like this, let's just see if it wants to pop out of the spot or just pull back. I mean, it is looking really good right there with that pullback at 9 cents. So absolutely, let's keep an eye on that one for sure. I'll keep a look on that today, GCTK, and see if it wants to get cruising again or if it's going to pull back anymore. But definitely a good one to keep an eye on. And here we go. Let's look. The market does look relatively green, so that's nice. But we've seen it go red. Let's look. Microsoft's up, Nvidia's barely up. Google, Meta, Amazon, Tesla, and Apple are all up. Let's look at them all real quick and go through the SPY. That's up $2.19. And again, it doesn't have that exact look like it's ready to get cruising, but it does look like that bottom is in. It has a nice support line now down at that 577. So the other day, Monday when it got down to that 575. That probably was its bottom. I don't think it's going to get down to that 570. You never know, though. It could. It's still not curled up completely, so we can see what happens. I think it will be a green day. That CPI report comes out today, so we have to see what's up with that. Let's just see. U.S. bank earnings lift stock futures ahead of CPI. J.P. Morgan notches another record year of profits. The Dow futures climbed 200 points on strong bank earnings. They were looking good anyway. Major banks report earnings and the key inflation data, and inflation offers crumbs of comfort. Big banks report, and they were our news story. So there we go. And let's get back to our Mag 7. Apple's up $1.10, and it is just bottoming out, and it's going to start to curl out. They have earnings coming up soon on January 30th. And I think the earnings really kick off tomorrow with TSM, and then a whole lot of companies are going to have it. We can go through that tonight. And I was looking at them bad boys. Apple, like I said, curling up, has to get back up over this 235. It's at 234.40, and then has to get back over this 237 area and then 239. So it has some areas to climb up through, but it will get moving. So Apple going to get set up here. That's good. Amazon, that was pulling back. It's up $1. And again, they're just not curled and ready to be bouncing yet. So just watch for any pullbacks on these. And Amazon, Google, that was just kind of sitting there. Like I said, it doesn't look perfect. It could still pull back. Google up $1.13 at 192.18. But again, just they're not set up to get popping yet. They're just trying to get set back up after that pullback. Meta's sitting on the line. It's up 444, and it's crossed through coming down. It's just trying to curl itself up, but it's not. So yeah, they're not ready to get cruising yet. So we'll definitely be watching them for when they're exactly ready. Microsoft is up 92 cents, but that is still down there underneath of its support around 420. So it's at 416. And let's take a look at NVIDIA, right? Yep, NVIDIA, and that is up 29 cents. And again, just crossed down, looking like it wants to try to get set back up. It is bullish, but they're just not ready yet. You can see it. And Tesla, TSLA, up 239, and it's at 398.75, just under 400. And it is starting to curl up, and it's making that move, but definitely watch out for any pullback and dips. And that's your Mag 7 right there. Let's just take a look at AMC, because I had that dip into the basement. It does look like it's going to try to curl back up, so we'll see if it tries to get back out of the basement. That was a crazy pullback on that. GameStop had a nice pullback yesterday too, and it's just under the 50, so oh, excuse me. Yeah, it's under that 50 right there, 27.97. It wants to go up, but it's not exactly curled up yet, so that could just be pulling back GameStop. And let's look at Chewy, because this one's been looking great. I'm telling you, this thing looks really good. And keep an eye on CHWY, because like I said, that one's looking the best out of them. Let's just go through our semiconductors. AVGO up $1.05. And again, it's not curled up, ready to get moving yet. MU, that one looks not bad. It is up 19 cents. Yes, to Monday could have been its bottom. It's in that channel right there, so it could bounce around. TSM, what is it? Hold on. What's going on here? There it is. TSM, that's down 65 cents. Again, they have earnings coming up. I'm imagining that they're going to beat their earnings, but somehow it always dips. So we'll keep an eye on it for that bottom reversal. So that is TSM. And again, their earnings are tomorrow on the 16th. Let's take a look at SMCI. That's been pulling back. It's up 20 cents. and it's just sitting right there. Let me see. Yeah, it's not curled up just yet. Maybe Monday where there but was the bottoms for these, and we'll be able to tell probably a little bit better as the day moves on. AMD is going to get set up here, and it's up 6 cents to 116. It is way down here, and it is getting set up, so it will look good. It's just not ready yet. And QCOM, that's up 33 cents, and actually this one's not looking too bad. So keep an eye on QCOM because that one could get cruising. And again, you could see a little bit of pullback before it gets moving. So it's right in that channel, which is 157.18 to 160.23, and it ran around today. Or yesterday, this is yesterday's date, but it was moving up there. It says it's up 33 cents. Mine don't have it moving yet, just yesterday's date, but it's in that channel right there. So looking pretty decent for QCOM and definitely getting set up. So that's one to keep an eye on for a setup. And INTC Intel Corp, and that's up 2 cents. And another one that's going to be getting set up here. It was more set up. Monday should be its bottom. We'll keep an eye on it. It does look like it's trying to curl up here. So another one with earnings coming up on the 30th. So there you go with Intel, INTC. And again, it's mostly green right here. Microsoft barely up. Apple's up. NVIDIA, Google, Meta, Amazon, Tesla. The rest of the map is pretty good. UNH is down. Isn't that United Health? It's down $1.40, but again, that bottom was down here, and we knew where it was at 475. You're at 542, and it's moving its way up there. So there you go with UNH. And yeah, it's going to work its way up to that 556. It's at 542 right now. So yeah, you're going to have a little bit of pullback, but it's been consistently running back up there after that CEO got shot and it dipped down there. So let's take a look and see what you guys want to look at. Watch the SPY at 8:30 after the CPI is released. So that's going to be an earlier release, it looks like then. Thank you, Luis Rodriguez. LTBR, let's see what that's up to right here. Lightbridge Corp. And that one is getting set up. Laptop travel, you're absolutely right about Lightbridge. Keep an eye on LTBR. That's looking really good right there. It's going to get up here on that 20 at 528, roll off the MACD, it appears. So yeah, that one's getting set up. Let's look at Lucid. That had pulled back there. It's at 297, and it is just a little bit of pullback. And let's see, LCID under that 20 now. Has to get back up to that 303 area so it can get moving. So we'll keep an eye on it. It could pull back a little bit. And AXL, where do I even get an A at? XLE, the energy select sector. XLE, that one's been moving up here. So it looks like the energy sector obviously has been moving. And let's take a look at that XLE. And it 91.22 to 91.12, that's where it's at, but it has been cruising up there, and it looks like it's getting up towards the top. It should try to get in there, so, or at least touch that line, move up some more. So that is I don't know why I keep wanting to say A. XLE, I can't say the letter X. XLE, there you go, unless I just want to spell axe and or axle or something. I have no idea. AX, I get them to do it again. XLE, the energy sector. There you go. Like, what is AXLE? It's probably nothing. It is actually. AXL is something. That's American Axle and Manufacturing Holdings, and this thing actually looks really good, guys. So, just happen to click on it because I keep putting an A in front of that XLE, and AXL is looking really good. It looks like it's up yesterday, 552 to 588 and closed at 586. Watch for it to get over that 590 area and it's going to blast off. It's looking really good. So just messing around and messing up with the stock tickers and you find good ones right there. So that's AXL looking decent as well. So there you go. XLE and AXL. That'll make me crazy right there. Anyway, here we go. SVMH is going to be a 50 to 1 split today. So, we're going to keep our eye back on this bad boy. It certainly does say 50 to 1 on today. So, you are right there, W. And it is sitting on that 50 right there at like 150. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on this SVMH. Obviously, it did reverse split. It was in the penny, so there you go. Let's see what it wants to do here. If it's going to cross through coming down, or if it's going to get set right back up, and we'll definitely keep an eye on that one. So thank you for that heads up there, W. Very nice. And let's take a look at Adobe's going up and continues to move, and it is up another $3. Trying to get out of that base. I'm telling you, there's so much room there. ADBE. So keep your eye on it. It's hitting the MACD line. We'll see if it crosses through, but it doesn't look bad right there. And let's just take a look and see what's Mountain up to, because this one's been looking pretty good. It's got a big old curl up right here. It's at 183, not moving yet, but look at that Val Resorts. And let's see what MSTR is up to this morning, down 90 cents. But again, just getting totally set up. Let's just jump into our crypto real quick, because that was still looking good. And Bitcoin 96,530. Let's see what it looks like here. Let's take a look and see. Yeah, it's getting up to that 50 again. It's hitting the 50 and it hasn't jumped up over it yet, but it's trying to. So we will keep an eye on crypto and Bitcoin. It looks like it wants to push its way up there. Ethereum's at 3,186, and it obviously did come down, touch that 200, and it's just making a base right here, trying to set back up. And it could go either way, honestly. Ripple's back to 273. We knew that was ripping, and it's going to continue. It should get up into that $3 area, is what it looks like. So keep an eye on Ripple moving up there. Solana is at 186, and again, it's got that huge a gap to fill up. That 20 or 20 to 50's coming down. The 200's under it. It's building a base right here. So we'll keep an eye on that. It's at 186. Cardano is back to 19 or 19. It's back to 99. It was at like 102. And it did jump through. It looked really good. It jumped through that 50 right there. And right now it's sitting under it. We have to see if it gets some momentum. But yeah, not looking terrible for Cardano. Doge at 34, almost at 35 now. And let's take a look, because Doge was looking great. And what are we, about 5 days out from the Trump administration? So a second term. And yeah, Doge is running up there. Let's see, is it curled up still? Yeah, it's still sitting over the line. And we'll have to see if they want to just get popping, or if they're just going to lay around. It's hard to tell. They're all like right there. They could go either way, but they're not looking bad. They look better than they did. Bonk is down. Let's see. And this one is, yeah, just sitting on that 200. It's like the only one just sitting on there is Bonk. And we'll take a quick look at that WIF. That's been pulling back. And that will be a good one when these guys get moving again. That'll definitely be a good one to jump into. 152, because it'll get running up here. And it is trying to get curled up. So keep your eye on that WIF. It wasn't looking bad yesterday, to be honest with you. And like I said, MicroStrategy is getting really set up, so you definitely want to be watching that. Just watch for any pullbacks down here into that 310, the lower threes. It's at 341 right there. So there you go with your crypto and them bad boys. And yeah, the market is pretty green right there. Let me see what's going on. Next week should be better, hopefully, because at least Ripple's fighting to be at 3 soon. I agree. Ripple's looking really good there. And I think it is going to try to get up to that $3 area. And UNH, is that United Health one? Yeah, that's the one we were just looking at, right? Yeah, it's just kind of flat right there at 120. But like I said, it should just continue up right there. And what else is going on? Adobe keeps going up. We looked at that and laptop travel. What's happening? What else is going on there? Laptop travel. Let me see. Let me just see what else. Let me go and see what's happening over here on StockTwits, what's trending real quick, and then I'll figure out what you guys want to see to wrap up the show. Let me take a look at it. JP Morgan, let's see what that's up to, the banking industry. Hey, we were talking about that. It was down a little bit the other day, that JP Morgan. It's up 248, 249. Right now it's up $2.48 to 249. But yeah, looking pretty good. And we were just looking at some of these the other day. They were down and looking pretty nice. WFC, Wells Fargo up $2, so banking looking good. That RGTI, it's still up. We were just looking at it this morning, but up 50 cents. And again, they're not looking like they want to go crazy just yet. So be careful. KROS, what's that one? Keros Therapeutics is way down here. We're gonna have to look at that bad boy as well. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that and see what that's doing. Let me see what else is going on here. And let me see. DG is at Dollar General. Let's see what Dollar General's doing here. It's up 45. Oh, this is getting really set up, guys. Remember we were looking at it pull back yesterday? I would keep an eye on that Dollar General. It's looking much better right here. It could have a little bit of pullback as it sets up, but yesterday it could be its bottom there at 69.33. It's at 69.83. So just keep your eye on that. And Laptop Travel said he thinks we'll see a better market once we clear the option expirations on Friday, January 17th. They're manipulating prices towards that max pain number for each ticker. I agree. So that January 17th, there are a ton of expirations that day, option expirations, and it does seem like it's being manipulated around. So I agree with you right there. Laptop travel and BLK. Now that I look at options, I do see that stuff now. BLK, good old BlackRock. This was a good one. And we used to look at it. We took it off the list because it was just constantly going up, but it finally took that dip down to 950. Was 943. Looks like it was its bottom. It's back to 989 already, so it's jumping back up. And this one's probably an expensive one at that $900 range, but looks like BlackRock, you know it's going to go up. Looks really good, and it was running over like $1,100 at one point. Remember, we were looking at it when it was just under 900, and it just kept going up, 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 up. And then, like I said, it finally pulled back, but it's looking pretty good right there. APP, what is that? AppLove, and I remember looking at this. This looks really good. Keep an eye on this, Luis Rodriguez. APP, it's not looking bad right here. It's getting set up, that's for sure. And that'll be an option play probably. And that XXII, is it pulled back a little bit? It is. Like I said, this thing's in that channel and it can run around like every single day. So look for the bottom and see if it's going to run up that day. And it doesn't look too bad. So keep an eye on that bad boy as well. And that's what's happening there on StockTwits. And let me see if anybody else wants to look at anything. Here we go. I don't see anything else. And boom, market, like I said, is pretty green. Microsoft's barely up. NVIDIA, Google, Meta, Amazon, Tesla, and Apple are up. So mostly green right there. So we'll see how it works. Let's just see what that SPY is doing. It is up at $1.64. It was up a little higher. And again, it could pull back, I'm telling you. And I don't think it's going to get as low as that 575 or even down to that 577 could be its bottom. Now, build a nice support, but you never know. You could see a pullback. So it is at 583. And again, I don't think that they're ready to get popping. And I think Laptop Travel is right about that 17th, which is next Friday. Or when is that? Next Friday. This Friday, the 17th. So it's in 2 days. And then you have the and then you have Trump coming in on Monday. So there you go. So we may just see it, like I said, pull back a little bit and then start to get cruising, obviously, after Trump gets into office. And that's what it kind of looks like it's setting up to do. Crypto's not looking bad. You can see MSTR is setting up here, MicroStrategy looking good. So watch for them dips because that's going to be a popper right there. And that's it right there. I'd say we nailed everything for pre-market. So there you go. Trade smart. Have a great day, everybody. And thank you for tuning in. Laptop Travel and Asian Jolie, thank you for helping out. And Green Thumbs, how are you? W. Ray Rodriguez, Louis Rodriguez, East Coast Beach Girl, Barbara. We have so many people on. Maureen, how are you? GK, Sherry, Eagle AI. Dying to live right there. Sine, Buddy, Market Masters is on. Kimmy, Lloyd, Sense, Tessering, Zach, so many other people are hopped on. Appreciate everybody hanging out this morning. I'll be trading, you know that, and looking at everything and keeping you guys updated. So if you see something today, shoot it over, post a comment, or send me a message. And there you go. So yeah, trade smart, lock in those profits. Goodbye, good luck. I'll see you later, and have a great day, everybody.